What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Fundus Productions for coming through and boosting the coin up. So we got some unfortunate news right now regarding Conor Benn. Listen, people, I was hoping my conclusion on Conor Benn's PED situation was going to be that he likely wasn't juicy. But listen, man, again, before Conor Benn fought, I said, if Conor Benn comes back here and there's something missing, it's not a good look. And what do we know? Conor Benn was in there, smoking. And to be fair, that the Rodolfo guy, Rodolfo, whoever it is he fought, he was pretty solid. But then Chris Algieri historically is pretty solid, and the other guy he beat something. Either way, the point I'm making is, Conor Benn, when he was going in there with them guys on the juice, he was just running forward. And we've seen it before. Vitor Belfort on the juice, running forward. Without the juice, no chin. And kind of like, what's the word? Gun shy. Now, to be fair, Conor Benn wasn't gun shy, but he didn't have that same tenacity he's been having. Let's call a spade here. In fact, Conor Benn was the one going back most of the night. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not how Ben fight. Ben been fighting straight on the front foot and overwhelming force. Not to mention Conor Benn scored no knockdowns and he scored no knockout. Again, I think the guy's pretty durable. The guy's never been knocked out before, to be fair to him, but still, we're talking about Conor Benn. Conor Benn's out here calling out Terence Crawford. Do you know what I mean? Come on, bro. You can't be calling out Crawford and then in there politicking. Politicking with Rodolfo. And not only that, Conor Benn, even though this fight was scheduled late, Conor Benn had a 13-week camp for this. Rodolfo, he had like 2-3 week tops. So you got a man on short notice. Yes, he may be durable, but when I say durable, it's not like he's been in there with Errol Spence or Danny Garcia and he's survived. He's been in there. He hasn't been stopped before, but Rodolfo hasn't never fought no one before. Conor Benn made this guy look super durable. Now, for someone who talking about world championship titles, who talking about Terence Crawford, you ain't 100%. That was not. I mean, several times in the fight, early in the fight, Ben, and even though his defense was pretty slick in as much as he wasn't getting hit clean, but he was on the ropes. When was the last time we saw Conor Benn on the ropes, people? It's not rocket science here. What is a dude doing against a dude on 2 weeks' notice? What is Conor Benn doing at A-side on the ropes against a man with 2 weeks' notice who's only fought bums himself? It don't make sense, people. It's the juice. That's how it looked to me. It looked to me. It's not as bad as AJ. AJ's finished, but the look. Ben, he didn't have that extra go he used to have. You could tell he was. Some people will say, he's more cerebral. He's thinking about his work more. What brought that change on? It's not like he's got a new trainer. Conor Benn's been with Tony Sims. Conor Benn's been tearing people up, running forward. Why all of a sudden now is he politicking? Make it make sense to me. What's the change here? I'll tell you the change. Not to mention, these are all the telltale signs. A man goes from being super aggressive to a sideman. This, more or less, Conor, he won the fight, but he was a sideman in that fight. He was supposed to be the overwhelming A-side / on Terence Crawford neck side. How can you go from being the on Terence Crawford neck side to on the ropes getting roughed up by dude? Come on, people. I'll tell you how. He ain't got the secret sauce. You might need to go back and watch Space Jam. The secret sauce. That's what this is implying to me. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope, Eddie Hearn's kind of pitched it well, apples and pears. Apples and pears, it's his first fight back. Okay. I'll give it another fight, but come on. This dude was knocking dudes out on their ass as well. And now, and even the guy said that, Verstappen guy, it's not Verstappen, but it's one of them ones. The guy who Conor Benn beat, knocked out early. He said, I've never been hit like that before. He was just too ferocious. I've never seen anything like it. Oops. Do you know what I mean? And that guy's an experienced vet. He knows what feels right and what don't feel right. Conor Benn was off the secret sauce. He talked to Michael Jordan, he talked to the Space Jam aliens, and he got some of the secret sauce. That's what it was. Yeah, and now he's not finished, but he's looking flat, is what I'd call it. That performance was flat. Some people will say it's the rubbing the cobwebs off. If you want, you know what I mean? If you want to lie to yourself, then yeah, it's rubbing the cobwebs off, but I'll give it another few fights for what it's worth, but for sure. I mean, this guy was brought in to be a good heavyweight, and that wasn't the way. I had to fight. Conor was winning, yeah, but he wasn't having it all his own way, which has been the first time in fact, for the last few years, I haven't seen Conor Benn not have it all his own way. That doesn't mean anything necessarily, but when you think about it, or when you look at what was actually going on, Conor Benn's usually the assertive one. He's usually the one setting pace. He was in there second guessing himself. Not more than, but a year ago, yeah, when Conor Benn would fight, there was no. Obviously, he was thinking, but he was just storming forward. Yeah, like the beaches of Normandy, just raiding in with overwhelming force. I didn't see none of that. And even if you say, well, Rodolfo was durable, that doesn't have nothing to do with the first few rounds, does it though? Yeah, you wouldn't know he's durable. It's like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would come out every time, have a good go for 4 or 5 rounds, 6 rounds, and then run out of gas. See what I mean? So someone explain to me why Conor Benn has gone from running out there for the first few rounds and then not. He started this fight political. Why? Yeah? Why is Stormin Norman all of a sudden trying to conversate? Oops. Do you understand, people? That's the secret sauce for you. If you got a better way of explaining it, especially when I preempted this, I said, if he comes back and he looks flat, it's a red flag. I'm not indicting him on it. I'm saying it's a red flag. Maybe he's going to come back, yeah, and be red hot again. I hope he does. It's better for me if he does. I want to back Conor, but I can't lie to people. I can't sit here and tell you, oh yeah, Conor Benn wasn't. For example, if Conor Benn had gone in there, yeah, and was red hot, not even necessarily got a stoppage, but if he was in there red hot, had that full of beans kind of look to him, you'd say, yeah, well, the same saying, nothing's changed. But to watch that performance, yeah, and say nothing's changed is a lie. Anyway, where does Conor Benn go from here? There's been talks of the Eubank fight. I mean, I'll tell you this for free. A year ago, I'd have said... In fact, a year ago, I was planning on putting money on Conor Benn. I think Conor Benn was at like 2.5 to 1. I was going to chuck some coin on. Now, though, Eubank would dust Conor Benn proper. I'm going to be real. That's my opinion. Eubank, listen, Bomac, he caught up right now. Yeah? But assuming if Bomac gets off, is free somehow. Hashtag free Bomac, yeah? But if Bomac gets released, Eubank tear the ass up, in my opinion. That Eubank we saw against Smith, and yeah, Conor Benn's faster, he's younger, but yeah, I mean, in all fairness, actually, it's not a bad fight in as much as why not? It's interesting, it's intriguing, but I would think Eubank looked to me like he leveled up. Conor Benn definitely hasn't leveled up, and I think, yeah, Eubank will just box his head off, truth be known. And who even knows what might happen in that fight. But Conor Benn's defense is pretty solid. He knows that he can move his head, he can have his hands up, but he's got that wide stance, that super wide stance, super low, almost like his dad's, if I remember correctly. Point, well, when you're that kind of crabbed, Eubank will just be in there popping you. Eubank's bigger, is longer. I can just see Eubank popping him and frustrating him, because a lot of them crouchy ones, they lose balance. A lot of them crabby ones, they lose balance easily, and I can see Eubank just boxing circles around him in this new style he's got. Anyway, that's the fight that makes sense now for both men, really, because Conor Benn can't go take 147 seriously, not off that anyway. Do the Eubank fight, lose, and then have a go at 147, or I guess he could, but there's nothing. Listen, there's nothing for Conor Benn at 147. Nothing sweet there for him at all. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell. Know that.